Hey Mbala, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Are you really? That's not very convincing.
You're right. There's just some things going on at home right now that I'm, just trying to get a handle of. So it is what it is. But how did you pick up on that?
Well, I used my emotional intelligence skills to see that your words didn't really line up with how you were saying them.
Okay, well, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I would love to talk about emotional intelligence instead of trying to act any longer. Emotional intelligence is your ability to respond to emotions, not only your own emotions, but the emotions of others. So picking up on some of those subtle cues, like how you say your words instead of just the words you say.
Okay, so how did you get to be so interested in emotional intelligence?
I was interested in emotional intelligence from a young age. I have a younger brother who is autistic, and growing up with him, when my family would take him out into public, we ran into some individuals that would respond in not necessarily the kindest ways. And it made me interested in why people reacted the way they did. And then, of course, my own self-reflection as to how it impacted me when I saw people respond the way they did as well. And this interest in how people act followed me into college, where I minored in psychology. I couldn't major in it because obviously accounting won, but I did minor in psychology to continue learning more about why people act the way they do. And then in my current role, I got to learn a lot about technology. And there's a lot of ideas floating around that technology will greatly impact the accounting profession, specifically with automation, which would take away, obviously, some of our jobs. So I saw that as the problem. Automation is going to take our jobs, but what is the solution?
Right.
And so I was looking up skills that accountants should know in the future. And one of the topics that kept coming up was emotional intelligence.
Okay, so with the knowledge that emotional intelligence is going to be important in the future workplace, can you give people 3 key things that they can do to improve their emotional intelligence?
Of course. Emotional intelligence, again, is all about interacting with your colleagues and how to be a team player. So the best things that individuals can do is practice. Practice your own self-reflection and how you interpret your emotions, and practice being empathetic, put yourself in your coworker's shoes, and then integrate the two and really pay attention to how your actions affect others. These are just a few of the ways. I'll talk more about this at my Engage session in June, which is entitled Be More Than a Machine, Why Emotional Intelligence Matters.
Well, Carrie, thank you so much. And if you're interested in hearing any more about emotional intelligence, make sure that you subscribe to our Human Intelligence playlist on YouTube.